Hey everyone, welcome back to Wandering Roots. This is Sydney. This week I've had a little bit of a different change of pace. So actually my houseplants have taken a hit. Nothing to do with like the tomatoes that I'm growing or anything like that, but my houseplants have been deeply affected by 3 different kind of parasites. I had a friend come over the other day who's really, like, she's super into gardening, she's super knowledgeable, and she came over and she looked at my plants and she noticed that they were looking a little bit sick. And I knew that they were sick, but I didn't really know what was wrong with them, and I was just trying to like figure it out by myself, which was not working. And so she came over and she just took a look at them and she told me that I was infested with spider mites. I was infested with scales, and I also had like little fly things, like little gnats. So over the last 3 to 4 days, we've been treating all my plants, trying to like start over from scratch, make everything healthy again. I went out and I bought all new soil to get rid of the scales and the gnats and stuff that were burrowing in my soil. I went and I bought some sand to put as a top layer over everything so that the gnats couldn't get back into the dirt. And then we went through and we hand-picked off every single scale that we could possibly find through anything. And then we sprayed everything down. We got some fly catchers, like we went the whole 9 yards to make sure that everything would be gone. The plant that was most affected was my citrus orange tree. That one actually had all 3, unfortunately. It did have a horrible case of spider mites, which was, it was disgusting. I've never seen something so horrible. And actually the scales got so bad on it that is one of the things that gave away the fact that I had scales, is the leaves were super sticky and really shiny. They had like a glisten to them that wasn't normal. So that's another thing that gave that away. And that one, it was horrible. It was one of the most disgusting things I've ever seen, and I had to treat. And it was a very humbling experience going through and picking off everything and wiping every single leaf down and changing out the soil to make it all healthy again. And the second plant that was most affected was my pomegranate. That one had a whole bunch of the flies. Didn't really have any scales, which was amazing, but it definitely had the flies and it definitely had some of the spider mites. And then unfortunately my blueberry bush took a hit for the worst. We had to trim her down pretty hard because all of the gnats and stuff ate up like a whole bunch of the roots, and so we had to go through and she got a good haircut on the top of her. And then the other plant that had a lot of the flies was my peperonia plant. That one was horrible. There was flies everywhere, just buzzing. It was disgusting. So to combat the flies, we actually got little fly traps that are on like little stick tree things. So those have actually been catching a whole bunch of flies. It's super satisfying to see them like not flying around anymore. They can't get back into the soil because we have the sand there now as a barrier. So hopefully soon those will be gone and I don't have to worry about them anymore. While at the local greenhouse getting more soil for all of the plants, I could not help but pick up a few more additions to my household plant-wise. I got 2 new rosemaries and I got a really beautiful lavender. I'm so happy with them, so pleased. I'll be swimming in rosemary, and I love rosemary. It's a beautiful smell. And I also picked up, here in South Dakota, the South Dakota state flower is the pasque flower. And I picked up some of those because I thought it would be a really pretty addition to my garden. They do grow wild here, but I wanted some in my own house to have here to just remind me and humble me a little bit for where I'm at right now in my life. And then I also picked up some chamomile because I really thought that it would be an amazing addition for like a little tea garden kind of thing. So I'm really pleased to have some chamomile, and I hope it does really well so that I can have some really amazing chamomile tea later on this year. My green bean plant is also doing amazing. I'm actually very proud of it. It's just growing super well. So right now I'm currently trying to train it to go around the trellis that I have for it. It's a cage, like a tomato cage. So I'm really excited. I hope that grows the way I want it to. So far it's actually doing really good. It's training very well, so I'm quite proud of that plant specifically for how well it's doing right now. My 3 sunflower plants are doing amazing as well, and so far they've all been thriving. They haven't been attacked from any of the bugs from the inside from all my other house plants, And although I did have a thing today, one of my ferrets got to the most beautiful and biggest sunflower, of course, and he decided to dig all of the soil out of the cup and all over my kitchen floor. So that was kind of horrible. I had to go back through once I realized what he had did, and I had to put more soil in, so hopefully it didn't impact the sunflower too negatively for its future growing. I know that it did impact one of them that he also had kind of bumped down. That one, I don't know if that one's gonna make it. He kind of chewed on the leaf and probably damaged its roots. So we'll see if that one survives the attack of Gremlin the ferret. Thank you everyone for having so much patience with me over these last few weeks without posting any videos. I've just been trying to combat all of the stinking bugs in my house, never having experienced these specific little parasites before. It was a very humbling experience, something that I hope I can be aware of in the future to catch it earlier on, so I'm not having so much to deal with and trying to repair in all of my plants. So thank you again for coming and watching this video. If you really liked it, please subscribe and shoot me a like. Thank you.
Oi.
Jesus.
I have no idea why that, what?
I just heard that too.
Where did that go?
I don't know what that was.